Hanna, historically, is one of those people that is really, really loved. We're talking as a family, as an individual, really loved. She's also a very quiet person. When she was given illegal drugs, her world got turned upside down. Hence, what ended up happening is she actually flipped the world upside down. And it was not intentional, it was the benefiting of weaponry. They're benefiting off of her because you're dealing now with someone not all there. So if you get something else, it's probably because of the revenue. There's an entire list of why possibles. That's in one of the videos. But in the end, it's a true story, and that's what makes it eerie. That is why we're trying to finish. We're actually just trying to do the movie, and the movie has to do with the book. They're both linked. Today, she has to go through that whole book again because the book was taken at a legal deposit and made into childlike. That is probably certain countries building their next round of generation because of the devil's tongue. But it's very, very unfortunate because these are coded poems, and when you deal with poems, you want the notes to it or the source to it. But whoever it is, there's someone who loves her more than everybody else on the planet. It could be sky, like just the markings everywhere. It could be groups of people. It could be, they could be like Christian based or pagan based or native based. It could be anything. A single man, like how on Marilyn Monroe's grave they kept putting roses every single day. It could be a million and one things. A million and one things. In the end, you get a chance to see the real, and you may never see it again. This person broke record after record, and you want the visual of that records, how it was derived, because it's a encyclopedia set technically. So by it doing the movie, you get a good feel on how she takes that encyclopedia set, which is called the room. The room is called Vatican number 2. How she takes that and professionally now redoes the globe as a proposal. It's not, nothing's written in stone. It is just a proposal. So you have to understand what she did. Let's go over some of the big things she did. She did the black dialogues. She did human traits. She did Jerusalem. She did Kanata means wings. She did Canada as a band. She did Lumi, Uber, and TikTok. She did Blue Mountain Miss, which alone is about 300 poems. The 300 poems are each probably dissertations. You don't understand. It's a different world. You want this person to put that on the big screen because once you see the art associated with the work, it's really creative. There's an issue. I'm a woman. And I have to go into men to do that. So what did the men do? First of all, there was a conflict in Canada, followed with the whole devil's army sits around me. Because on one line, if the richest makes $1 billion, on one line, 3-letter words on my lingo, that means there's a massive interest on early human, which is the soul generator is Hanna. Now you're going to get a different story out there, but I can assure you, them is just regular media people. They're all bronze. They might even like photo paint it white, but they still have that bronze ambiance. When you have an irregular like myself, it's very noticeable. and her face was altered 625 times in combat for that, including body, and she did not deserve that. But there's something more. There's also a political twist in that, ironically, and that was not planned. She started off with Iraq. Her brother started off with language. She took the concept of her brother's Turkology and wove it into the Sun collection to cool conflict. Do you see how this story is going? That is why you want this person's brain not to be injured. You don't want this person injured. You want her in Buckingham Palace, but to finish. But I've had to deal with every friggin', because these rich people don't get it. They're not looking at it. They're too busy trying to build their orthodox version of it. But that's like a Filipino trying to do jerk chicken concept. It's not the authentic. Because, when you have like celebrities like Rihanna or Kim trying to do rap and trying to do like the old historical stuff of Galata and the synagogues and the artwork and all of that, it's just not the same because, that's an Armenian who is trying to do jerk chicken. When it should be a Yardi doing jerk chicken. Which is Hanna, ironically. And that is what's screwing them over, and that's the only reason why I'm probably still alive. Other than the fact that everybody loves me. Historically, when a lot of money is involved, they will flip you backwards and forwards. It's really awful. I didn't think money could ruin people like that. But it's not money. The problem is it's the resource. See? It's the resource. And they hurt men. And they hurt women and children. And I'm a witness to that. And it's one of the most devastating things. That is why we are trying to continue. I am not competing. I am narrating. And no matter what, millions of people witnessed the wings because I was already a seasoned superstar. Another interesting fact.